Welcome to Wednesday Live with me, Coach Julie. I'm going to be talking about female health, supplementation, the two things together and separately. My own thoughts on how I like to work around supplements with clients. Touching on the female health off the back of a post I've done the other day around supplements and not being able to sleep, and things I do, protocols around that as well, because I've had a number of people come to me and go, where'd you get these supplements for? What's that for? And I just want to have a bit of discussion with you around that and what to look at around supplements. So if you're joining me live, say hashtag I'm here. And if you're on the replay, hashtag replay. Let me know you're watching back so I know who's getting value out of these lives. So yeah, let me know. How's your day been going? Wednesday, so it's been a busy morning for me, back to back, but it's all good. Had a bit of downtime this afternoon, so working on stuff in the background. But I think that's one thing that's really important around supplementations and food and energy and what you're doing around those things, especially when you have particularly busy days. So like I say, let me know, drop any questions, any comments in the chat and give StreamYard permission to show your name. All right, let's get into it because we know our time is precious. So first up, supplements. So people think supplements, they might be thinking dietary-wise, they might be thinking things like vitamins, or they might be thinking things like protein shakes. Either or, they are basically ultimately supplements. So ultimately, a supplement is anything you have in addition to your diet. So in addition to the food you eat on a daily basis, you're supplementing on top of that, whether that's with protein powders to get more protein in, to get your macros up, or whether that be vitamins because you feel like actually you've got a deficiency in something, or you've maybe tested for something and have said, oh, why don't you try this or that because this is not quite working for you. So ultimately, supplements is anything you have over and above what you eat in terms of whole foods. So if we talk about the go-to, which is, for gym goers, fitness people, it will be around protein. Now, I personally don't take any protein powders now. I used to back in the day. I don't now because a lot of them are whey proteins and they don't actually really work for me. They can cause me upset stomach. And then some of the companies I was using moved to pea protein. And again, pea protein can cause you a lot of digestive challenges. I know certainly for myself, many of my clients, pea protein don't work. So when you hit up the whey protein, it's really about, well, actually, is it because you're struggling to get enough protein in if you're doing a heavy training load, or is it because it's become your go-to because it's easier to hit up a protein shake rather than make yourself a breakfast? So yes, there's always a place for convenience, right? I get that life is busy, but I try to personally stay away from supplements as much as possible because I do believe in using your teeth for food. So I believe in using teeth for food, and that's why I prefer to get my protein in eggs, chicken, different meats. Obviously, if you're vegan, vegetarian, your pulses, but I prefer to get in whole foods rather than drink my macros basically. But if I was looking to probably increase my protein and I was eating as much as I could and I was struggling to fit any more on, then that's where the protein shakes would come in, and that's where you see people with Pancake Tuesday yesterday, right? Totally missed that one, but we had that yesterday, and that's where people will add like protein powder to pancakes to get their protein up. So that's something you can do around supplementation. But one area I particularly wanted to talk about, because I've had quite a few questions recently from clients around female health, supplementation, and vitamin deficiencies. So where we are now in the world is our soil is basically not the quality that it used to be. So if you think about our grandparents' age, the old kind of farming where the fields were smaller, it was more kind of like hand ploughing, hand picking crops, things like that. And whereas now we've got this mass industrial scale farming. And as a result, a lot of the soil, the goodness in the soil has been depleted, taken out, degraded, depleted. And with that comes a loss in minerals in the soil, which means we're not getting the same amount of vitamins and micronutrients, as we call it, in our veg, in our fruit as what our grandparents would, which can lead to deficiencies within our bodies. Now, things can be done about that. So farmers can remineralize the soil. However, the way that costs work and the way that the world of pesticides and big farm works, right now it's not beneficial to them unless they're really invested in doing that. So the chances are, majority of us have got some sort of vitamin deficiency. Now, don't want you to panic around that, because what I say around supplementation is you should only really take them if you know you've got a deficiency or you're feeling some sort of problem within your body, or you're thinking something's not right. And then you can obviously go and get tested for that, or you can look at different things and try different things. Now, what I mean by that, if we touch on female health, many of us are magnesium deficient, and as I mentioned, that's around the soil degradation, and that can play out in a number of different ways in terms of our hormone health, things like PCOS and polycystic ovary syndrome. It can also play out in terms of your energy levels, and we can't actually test for magnesium. So it's one of those ones where actually it's really hard to test for in terms of do you have a deficiency, but given the issues with our soil, it's pretty much a given that we've got a deficiency in magnesium, which impacts several processes within our body. It's almost the same as, in Scotland, in the UK, especially Scotland, where we don't get much sunshine. Perfect example, where it's still dark in the mornings, still dark in the evenings. So we've got vitamin D deficiencies, and that's kind of well known because we're just not getting the same daylight. So it's the same with magnesium, where is it given with the state of the soils that we're going to have that magnesium deficiency. And then the other one on top of that I personally take is taurine, and that is, you'll find it in energy drinks, and a lot of energy drinks where they have the caffeine to bring you up and then the taurine to try and balance it so people aren't bouncing off the walls too much. And taurine has that calming effect. So where does that come in around female health? Well, I mentioned about kind of hormones, but also around the perimenopause. So when we go through the perimenopause and our estrogen drops, estrogen gives us that calming effect. It's a time when you're feeling kind of cuddly, you just want to cozy on up, you're probably feeling a bit friendly with people, you're feeling very caring, opposed to the time when you're like, anybody comes to me, I'm going to lose my shit. Like, do not put anything on me, and you're dead assertive. And she's like, this is what I want, this is how it is. Versus, okay, hi, how you doing? Oh, do you want a hug? You okay? Those different times. So estrogen has that calming effect on us. And as we go through the perimenopause, this drops. And obviously, as we go through the menopause, then the estrogen is no longer a big player in our bodies, which can also lead to the fact that we're not sleeping as well. So sleep, that calming effect is what helps with circadian rhythms, our sleeping rhythms too. So that can mean we're depleted in those. And Lara Browning, I will quote this woman till the cows come home, because she literally is the expert in female health. She is my go-to to female health, and I get all my clients to buy her books. And what Lara basically prescribes for sleep and for numerous other ailments is magnesium and taurine. There's a few other things you can try too if those two don't work for you, but it's certainly something that I've tried over the last couple of months, because I was personally finding that I was waking up at kind of 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and that was me awake till say 6 a.m, which I got a load of work done, but it ain't great for the rest of the day. And the post that I done the other day was exactly about that. Around 40 to 60% of women report not being able to sleep, waking up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason. And by taking these supplements, for me personally, over the last 2 months, it's made a world of difference, and I've not been having that issue of waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning, bing, bang, wide awake. So I'm using this one at the moment, and this one as well. So combination of the magnesium and taurine, and these are the only supplements I take. And I'm not promoting these companies. They're ones that I researched because it's really hard to find a pure form. And this is one thing about supplements. The quality of supplements is like wide range. And personally, I don't buy them from Boots. I don't buy them from Holland Parrot. So I look for companies online, and I look for about the purity of the product to make sure I'm getting high quality. Okay, because not all supplements are equal. So when it comes to vitamins, it comes to minerals, they're not all even. And if you look at the back and check, what is the dosage? That's a key thing to do with your supplements. Look at the dosage that you're getting. And again, Lara's great. So if you pop into her website, she's great at telling you about what to look for, and like 150 milligrams or whatever dosage. And she's great at telling you, try this. These are the dosages you're looking for. Try that. And that helps you when you're looking for supplements. So in terms of deficiencies, as I say, magnesium isn't something we can test for, but is wide known. And around the taurine, these are a combination that's recommended by Lara, who has spent years and years studying this stuff, but also working with clients on it. And certainly this is something that I say you can play about with yourself. So these are ones where you can give them a go, see if it makes a difference. And if you notice a difference, keep using them. If they don't, then don't use them. And like I say, these are the only vitamins I currently take. I don't take anything else. I'm very much a believer in don't waste your money, like unless you've got a symptom or there's something that's bothering you, whether it's about period cramps. Zinc's really good as well if you've got period cramps. Small dosage of say 50 milligrams of zinc, things like that. Look at what are your symptoms, so what's the problem you're trying to solve. So rather than just going into shop and buying a multivitamin because you're told it's good for you, rather than going in and say get a vitamin D because again we're told we're deficient in it. It's that thing of going, well, what is my symptoms and what's the problem I'm trying to solve? And that's for me is the key with supplements. So whenever a client comes to work with me and they're taking vitamins, I'm like, why are you taking that? What's kind of your thought process around that? And that's not to say it's wrong, but I just wanted to get an understanding of why are you taking that? What do you feel the benefits of that are? What's your monthly health check like in terms of your period health? What are the symptoms you've got around that? What's the fatigue, the energy, the mood swings, all that good stuff. And then we will look at actually going, maybe it's not actually worth spending your money on that thing. Maybe let's just strip it back and increase your protein through chicken. Or maybe it's a case of let's strip it back and just see how that helps your digestive system. And there's so much stuff out there. And like I just mentioned, digestive system, right? How many times have you seen all these things being promoted to say for gut health? Here, have this for gut health, help feed your gut health. And if you remember the podcast I done with Laura, actually you can be feeding too much. So you can be putting more good bacteria on top of good bacteria and throwing out your balance. So actually the gut health is still a world of undiscovered science, but there's lots of marketing around it. So again, even for gut health, if you're taking something for gut health, I say why, what are the symptoms you're experiencing, what's the problem you're trying to solve. And like I say, Lara's website is a huge resource for female health. So pop on there, check it out. And if you're under 40, she's got a book. And if you're over 40, she's got another book. And it'll help you with questions as well. So you can read through it, look at what are your symptoms that you're experiencing, and then the things you can try yourself and the things that you'd want to get your doctor involved in. So in summary, with supplementation, think about what is the problem I'm trying to solve? What are the symptoms I'm experiencing? What are the problems I'm trying to solve by taking this supplementation? And then taking it and give it, like for vitamins and things, you should really leave it kind of 2 to 3 months, so 90 days really, to see if it's having an effect, if you feel benefits from it. And with that, if you're not, then stop taking it. But then just tune into actually, is it working for me? Am I sleeping better? If we're talking about period cramps, having a zinc supplement. Am I actually noticing that I'm not cramping as bad? Have they eased off? And like I say, you want to be giving it 2 to 3 months to get in your system, have that consistency and see what works for you. And again, another thing is looking at quality. I wouldn't buy from your high street store unless you have a really good kind of supplementation place. I know some people have really good kind of standalone independent places that have really knowledgeable staff in them. But otherwise, have a little look and always focus on the purity of what you're getting, what's the milligram breakdown of that product that you're getting. And then be consistent with taking it so you can tell the benefits. Because I know some people say, oh, I forgot. It's not that hard, right? Go on, ladies. It's not that hard. If you've got an issue and a problem and you're trying to solve it, then it's not that hard to remember to take your supplements. So that is the lowdown for me. Look at quality. Try not to buy off the high street, but also don't buy off some dodgy online retailer. Look at the problem you're trying to solve with the supplement. Try it out for 2 to 3 months. If it's having benefits, great, keep taking it. If not, think about, actually, I'm not going to bother taking this anymore. So really think about the problem that you're trying to solve. What's the solution? Getting the high quality, trying it for 2 to 3 months and really tuning into your body and see if it makes a difference for you. And that's around the whole vitamins and minerals piece. So if you do have any kind of queries around that and female health and you're not too sure, just drop me a note and I can point you in the right direction, give you some resources around that stuff. I can't prescribe what to take. As a nutrition coach, I'm not qualified to tell you to take the supplement, take that one. I'm purely sharing with you my thought process around supplements, how I like to work with clients and the ones that I take. And like I say, it's not a huge heap. When I first started in the fitness industry, I was kind of taking protein shakes, not eating real food because they were just easy and quick. And then I was also taking like caffeine tabs before I worked out. So caffeine to give you that boost. But again, you become like telling yourself you need this thing. You need that thing to be able to work out. So I've stripped it all back over the last kind of 2 years. And like I say, I'm basically on the magnesium and the taurine due to female health, waking up in the night. And I keep monitoring that. So I keep checking, going, where's my sleep at? What's my monthly health check telling me? And then I look at what's the solutions around that I can try and implement. So really, it's about not wasting your money on things you don't need, not getting drawn in by the marketing. And certainly anything around gut health, again, look at what's the problem you're trying to solve and why. And really do your research on the quality of the products. All right, team, hope that helps. Drop me a note, any questions. Like I say, think about problem, solution, quality. what is it you're trying to solve and how does it feel for your body and what differences it's making. And yeah, try and stay away from the marketing. Menopause is out there for marketing, right? That's a winner. Menopause, gut health are the big sellers right now. So think about logically what you're trying to do for your body and tune into your beautifully unique body. Take care, and I shall catch you later.